Hello everyone, my name is Xinyue Yao. I'm from China and my major is environmental science. The topic of my national project is the Source to North Water Diversion project. Let's move to the context of my project. Owing to China has a particularly geographic position, terrain, and climate condition, which lead to the homogeneous distribution of the water resource. From the southeast to the northwest, the distribution of the water resource presents the decreased trade that is not fit to the distribution of the population and soil resource of China. In order to solve this problem, Chairman Mao put forward a plan of the Source to North Water Diversion project in the 1950s. According to the long-term investigation, measurement, and research of relative scientists, the final plan of the Source to North Water Diversion project is to fulfill the development of requirement of the Northwest and the North of China, which will transfer the water from the upper reach, middle reach, and lower reach of the Yangtze River. The three main parts of the Source to North Water Diversion project are called the Western Line Project, Middle Line Project, and the East Line Project. The final achievement of the project will make the channel connection between the Yangtze River, Huai River, Yellow River, and Hai River, which will benefit to form the entire structure of the element of three vertical and four horizontal network of shape that in favor of the regional element from the north to south, and its benefit to adjust to distribution of the water resource from the east to west. The 80% of the river off is from the source of the Yangtze River watershed, that is the sufficient water area, and the agricultural area is only 5% in the nationwide. There is only 6% of the watershed from the Huai River, Yellow River, and Huai River, but there is 40% of the agriculture area from these three sections, which is extremely lack of the source of irrigation water. These three major watersheds flow through the densely population area of China, but the river runoff is less 1% of the nationwide. The per capita river runoff of the Yangtze River is 10 times more than the Huai River. Even the per capita river of the Hai River is less than the standard of water shortage country in the Middle East, which becomes the most serious water shortage area at the range of the China. Obviously, the unmatched combination of the water and the land resource will have the negative impact on the economic development and the rational distribution of the natural resource. The region around Beijing, known as the North China Plain, is home to nearly 35% of the country's population and nearly 40% of the arable land, but there has only 7.2% of its water. The South to North Water Diversion project consists of the West Line project and the Middle Line project and the East Line project. For the end of this map, this is East Road project. The East Line project is the earliest project among the plan, based on the current river transfer project, the river channel renovation of the Grand Canal project, and treatment Huai River project. The East Line project divided into three parts, which is the transmission of the water project, water shortage project, and the power supply project. The East Line project located at the lower reach of the Yangtze River, that is easy to control the discharge of the pump, which can decrease the negative effect of ecological environment. At the same time, the East Line project can use the currently available river channel, which can decrease the cost of the project and improve the efficiency of the construction of the project. But this needs a great number of electric energy to support the pumping water that will spend a lot of money and transportation. Also, the main source of the project is from the lower reach of the river and could be polluted the cause the poor quality of the water resource. Another project is the Middle Line project, and the location of the Middle project at the center of this map. The main content of the Middle Line project is the Danjiangkou Dam heightened works from the 162 mile to 176 mile, and the water level will increase to 13 mile. The upper reach of the Danjiangkou Dam will submerge about 155 square kilometers and more than 3,455,000 residents will leave their home, and each generation live as there and move to other places. The coverage area of the Middle Line project is huge, and the quality of the water is purified. Besides, the project will use the advantage of the special topography, and it is easy to transfer the water, which can greatly decrease the cost and the project. However, the project needs to build the dedicated water supply channel and increase the difficulty of the project. Also, the source of the Shanxi province prohibited developing the industry to protect the water resource, which will hinder the economic development of the local area. For the West Line project, the location at this map, the West Line project is at the left area. This project will transfer the water from the upper reach of the Yangtze River to the Yellow River. The project located at the Tibetan Plateau with a complex geological structure. That project needs to construct the high dam and tunnel, which is a big challenge of the technical requirement of the entire project. For the administrative organization of the project, on December 28, 2003, State Council of China established South to North Water Division Project Committee, which is responsible to entire work of the project. The major responsible of this committee is put forward the relative policy and arrange the several requirements from the State Council. Also, the committee needs to supervise the quality of the project and use the situation of the counterpart funding. The committee should set up the several groups of the experts who can help the project solve the crucial technical problem, and they can work on the environmental protection and ecological construction. But there is still have some controversy for this project. After the source-to-north water diversion project mentioned, which produced a large-scale argument of the project from the society, one of the holds an opposite opinion claimed that the cost of the project is extremely expensive and related to the immigration problem, and reasonable determination of the volume of water division is a key problem. If the volume of water division is not enough, the project cannot produce the economic benefit. On the opposite, if the volume of water division is too extensive and will lead to the shortage of the water resource in low water season, this serious result will have the negative influence on the shipping trade of the Yangtze River and cause a serious ecological crisis of the Yangtze River Valley. 3 lines of the project transfer the water at the same time, which will cause unpredictable changes around the Yangtze River Valley and further increase the load of Yangtze River in the low water season. The range and the degree of the project are far beyond the prediction of the experts. If let the King Water Control Project as the 3 gorges of the Yangtze River and the Middle Line Project of the Source-to-North Water Diversion Project is working at the same time, which will have a huge influence on the lower reach of the Yangtze River, especially in the drought season and the low water season. Besides, the East Line project will cause the soil salinization in the lower reach of the river. About this project of this issue, I have some experience and opinion of this project. I have ever studied as a geographical science at Hubei University in Wuhan, China. Wuhan is the For the establish the Middle Line project, Han River is an important tributary of the Yangtze River, obviously decrease the flow capacity and span at the lower reach area. According to some data that I ever collect show that the self-purification of the capacity of the Han River has a large scale decreased. If the relative department does not make effective measures on time, the area along the Han River will rapidly be polluted by the industrial sewage and the sanitary sewage, which will have a serious impact on the water quality of the Han River. Regarding Wuhan, located at the lower reach of the Han River, that is very important drinking water resource of the Wuhan, and the water supply ability of Han River is more than 50% of the entire drinking water supply system. If drinking water resource cannot reach the standard of the policy, it will cause an extremely uncomfortable situation to the public. Even it will cause the panic behavior of the public concerning drinking water pollution or the shortage of drinking water. For the current impact of the Middle Line project to Han River, I have some opinions on this issue. First of all, the Environmental Department should strictly control the contaminant around the river. According to the adjustment of the industry distribution of the moving the industry enterprise far from the Han River, it can effectively improve the ability of the purified water resource of the Han River. The Environmental Department should focus on improving the efficiency of putting together the contaminant and water treatment, which can immensely decrease the discharge amount of the contaminants. On second part, the water Conservation Department and Environment Department should pay more attention to protecting the drinking water resource. Han River is one of the important drinking water resources of Wuhan. Despite the negative impact of the Middle Line project, the effective method to protect the limited drinking water resource becomes the most emergency aspect. Wuhan has a long history of the industry foundation, and there are still have some industrial districts is close to the Han River, which will threaten the safety of the drinking water. So the effective protection of the drinking water resource is the main working object of the relative department in Wuhan. On third place, I think the most effective way to solve the problem of Wuhan is that the relative department should transfer the water resource from Yangtze River to Han River, which can become the important component of the Middle Line project concerning ecological protection. Yangtze River is the main part of the Middle Line project, and the project also should have a series of the homogeneous restoration project that benefit to the ecological conservation and recovery. On the fourth point, the Water Conservation Department should set up the water resource quality dynamic monitor system and prediction system. The Han River is sluggish stream, which is good for build the relative water resource dynamic monitor station around the shore. The station can collect all the data about the Han River and trace the current dynamic situation of the Han River all the day. On the one hand, there is a foreseeable behavior in case of the water pollution accident. On the other hand, the situation can supply a platform that contribute to the scientists or the research group collect the data and do the relative experiment. Finally, the Water Conservation Department should appeal to the water saving program and set up the relative water recycling project. The water recycling project can fundamentally solve the water shortage problem, but the corollary equipment of the water recycling is pretty expensive concerning the complex population structure of the Wuhan. That is one of the center of the human resource and source of the labor market in China. Because of the different educational degree of the group, different people, the water saving education is really important. At the same time, the relative department should encourage the public participate in the water saving recycling project. So the water recycling project is the object of the education, and the water saving education is the most effective way to reach the plan of the water saving. In conclusion, there is no doubt that South to North Water Diversion project is a great feat that uses the modern scientific technology and improves the living environment of humans, which promotes the economic development and keeps the integrity of the ecology. This construction of the project immensely improves the economic environment, ecological environment, and the social environment in the north of China, which have the positive impact on the substantial development and the stability of the economy and society at the range of the nationwide. However, there still have controversy about the project, and some of the cities extremely have some negative effect on the ecological, like Wuhan. But I believe all the huge projects should be tested by the time, and we cannot reach the conclusion without the practical testing. From the overall situation, the South-to-North Water Diversion Project is worth to leave its name on the History of Human Development notebook, and is worth to thinking no matter what the result.